Hi guys, I am super excited about today's video because today's video is going to be a collab, and the person I'm collabing with is someone that I've been watching for so long. I'm pretty sure I've been watching her for over a year now, and I think I found her when I was searching for palette bingos because palette bingos was something that I was really addicted to watching for a long time, and it's one of the reasons why I decided to start my own channel so I can start doing palette bingos myself because they are so fun. And I haven't even said her name yet. Her name is Alex. Her channel name is Onebeautyaddict. So if you guys are not already subscribed to Alex, please go check out her channel because her content is amazing. She does a lot of everything actually. She does some project pan, which I'm not really interested in, but I know a lot of people love that. She does a lot of reviews. She does a lot of just very creative video ideas that I really enjoy watching. She also does a bunch of talking videos like this, which I also, again, really enjoy watching, and I just like her personality a lot. I think she is such a sweetheart, and I think that you guys would really like her channel, so go ahead, check her out. And for today's video, we are going to be doing a video idea that has kind of been done already, and this was done by Elle S and Georgia Harris. I will link their videos down below. They did a collab doing the exact same thing that we are doing today. So we're kind of going to put all our makeup products into one category which we prefer to buy from. So if we're going to start off with primers, I'm one of those people who I can't for the life of me decide whether or not primers actually do something. Even today I have primers on one side of my face and no primer on this side, and
my makeup still came out looking the same on both sides.
So we're gonna have to see at the end of the day, but for the most part, honestly, like, me using a primer doesn't really mean shit. And still, I am drawn to these freaking Farsali primers. I have these things, and I love the feel of them, which is why I buy them. I really like using them. I like the application process of them. I think they feel really nice on my skin, and I don't think they necessarily have any bad ingredients in them, which, I mean, I don't really know anything about ingredients, so maybe they do, but there's something about those primers that I just really like, so I'm gonna have to go high-end with those. Even though I probably should just like stop buying primers to begin with and save the money because I just don't really know if they do anything. And the way that I'm kind of deciding on these is that I'm not considering the price of these products, I'm considering it in the way that everything costs the same and whether or not I would buy from high-end or drugstore depending on like the products that I like the most. So if we're going to be talking about foundations, I'll show you my 3 favorite foundations right now, and this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I really love that. The one I'm wearing today is the Dior Forever Undercover. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations. I really like this too. And also the Maybelline Fit Me 24 Hour Super Stay, I think this is called. So I mean, as you can see, 2 out of my 3 favorite foundations are high-end. So again, I'm going to say high-end for foundations, and I don't know, I am a bit of a high-end sucker when it comes to makeup. I do give drugstore a chance, but for the most part, I just seem to have more misses with drugstore than I do with high-end, so I just seem to kind of end up in those categories. So if we're gonna move on to concealer, I only have one concealer right now, and that is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I also really like Tarte Shape Tape, so again, I'm going to have to say high-end, and I feel like this kind of shows that I spent a lot of money on makeup. And for powder, my favorite powder of all time that I'm actually out of right now is the Cover FX powder. I really like that powder. And the one that I am using at the moment is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I'm not like super in love with this. I like it, don't get me wrong. I like it enough to keep using it and not buy another one until this probably runs out. So I don't know, powder is one of those things that I would really like to find a cheaper alternative to because I feel like there's no need to spend that much money on powder when you can probably get something that's just as good from the drugstore. And I've heard so many people recommend to me the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder, so I think that one is on my list and probably going to be the next powder that I do try. And I'm probably honestly going to end up picking that up before I run out of this one because this one is going to take forever. So yeah, I think I want to kind of switch over to using drugstore products when it comes to powder because, I don't know, it's just one of those things I don't really feel like spending a lot of money on. For my brows, this one is kind of tricky because I'm a little bit all over the place when it comes to that. And so the ones that I've been using lately have actually been the Ulta and the Sephora collection brow pens. And I really like both of these. I will say that I definitely prefer the Ulta one because their spoolie is better. And I also really like the CoverGirl one, as well as the Colourpop one and the Anastasia one. But in general, I guess that the Sephora brand and the Ulta brand, and then if you put Colourpop in there as well, those are all indies. So maybe I would say indie for brow products. I think I would actually. And I also have the Line Crime bushy brow gel that I also really like, and I think Lime Crime is indie as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm going to have to go indie on brows, and I wasn't really expecting that. So the next one is probably the trickiest one for me, if I'm being honest here, because this is bronzers, and I have two bronzers that I really like. I have the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and then I have the Butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. So I'm kind of like, should I choose drugstore, should I choose high-end, should I choose drugstore, should I choose high-end, and I don't really know. I feel like I just have to go with drugstore just because it's cheaper, but I know I said in the beginning of the video that price wouldn't affect my decisions, but I don't know. I think I just need to go with the Butter bronzer because it just has a special place in my heart. It's
not so good.
It's always the one that I reach for when I need something that I know is going to work, something that's going to blend out beautifully, something that I just know I'm going to have a good time with. So I guess I'm going to have to go drugstore for bronzers, but bronzers is one of those products that I really want to try more of this year because I don't want to just have two bronzers, even though I probably don't need more than two bronzers, but you know what I mean. Like, I would like to try out new brands and stuff and find other bronzers that work for me, and maybe I'll even find a bronzer that works even better for me color-wise than the Butter bronzer does, even though I think that one looks really good on me. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to go drugstore with that one. Next up is blush, and I want to say that my favorite blush formula is probably going to be Indie because I really like the Morphe blushes. I think the Morphe blushes are fantastic. I also really like to use some of the shadows in the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes as blushes, which, I mean, those are also indie, so I mean, at least I am pretty sure that Morphe is indie. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that Morphe is owned by someone else, so yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to go indie on that one. Now, I am not super picky when it comes to blushes, and there's a lot of blush formulas that I really enjoy, but that I've really only tried like one or two from, so I'm going to have to say Morphe, so whichever category that Morphe fits into is what I'm going to pick for this category. Now, if we're talking about highlighters, this is really because I have so many highlighters that I really like, and it's probably going to be between indie and high-end, and I think I'm going to have to lean high-end just because my favorite highlighter, and it has been my favorite highlighting palette for a while now, is this one from Dior. This is their Backstage, what is this even called? Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I love this thing so much. This one just has a special place in my heart, and there's something about this that just makes me so happy. And I also really like the Becca ones, so you know, if I had to really go one way or the other, I would probably go high-end. And it's funny that I have to choose high-end for highlighters when I've said so many times that I don't really care that much about highlighters. Like, highlighters are definitely not my favorite part of my makeup routine at all. It's just one of those things that I feel like it kind of completes the look, but you know, I'm not like so picky with what I use as long as the color suits me. So for me to go high-end with this, I was kind of surprised, but you know, it goes to show if you find one product that you really like and you keep using it and using it and using it, then it's probably worth the money. So yeah, I'm going high-end for highlighters. Let's move on to, I guess I'm going to save eyes for last because that is the most exciting part for me, at least when it comes to makeup. So if we're talking about lip products, I think I'm going to have to go high-end again, but I don't know, maybe I'll go indie actually. Now that I think about it, my favorite lipstick formula is from Jeffree Star, so maybe I'm going to have to say indie. But my favorite lip glosses are definitely from Fenty, and I also really like the Anastasia glosses, so that's pretty tough. It depends if I have to like split it up into like liners and glosses and lipsticks and bullets and stuff like that, but just because of the Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks, I'm going to have to go indie on lipsticks, and that's really tough for me. But there are a lot of brands that I really want to try out for indie, especially Menagerie Cosmetics, because they used to be called Makeup Monsters, and their liquid lipsticks has a reputation of being amazing. And Menagerie Cosmetics just re-released their lipsticks, at least some of the shades that I used to have back when they were Makeup Monsters. So I really want to try those out, and I have a feeling they might become some of my favorites too, even before trying them. So I'm going to go indie with lip products too. And that makes me really happy actually. The more indie brands I feel like I'm supporting, I feel like I'm doing something right, because I don't know, I just feel better about giving my money to smaller brands. Not that Jeffree Star is a small brand, but you know what I mean, like in general, it's more fun to buy from indie brands because you feel like you're actually supporting someone who needs the money. So yes, for lips we are going indie, and then moving on to eyes. Now this is going to come as But I am going indie again because some of my favorite brands are Blush Tribe, Certified, Menagerie Cosmetics, Juvia's Place of course, Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and as well as Jeffree Star again. So I don't know, this one was really easy for me. But if we're going into like liner territory, like this is when it becomes kind of hard again, especially if we're talking about liners for the waterline, because my two favorite brands for that is Colourpop and Urban Decay. And if I had to choose just one of them, I would have a really hard time. But I would probably go with Colourpop just because I have more like bright colors. I feel like Urban Decays are, some of them are bright, but they're also like in a metallic range, and I do like the metallic ones that they do have. But for the Colourpop ones, I mean, how can you possibly go wrong with something like this? Like, isn't that just beautiful? Like, don't you just want to put those all over your eyes? Because I know I do. So I'm going to have to go Colourpop, which obviously is an indie brand. So eyeliners, I'm going to go indie brand. For mascaras though, I am high-end all the way. My favorite mascara is, if I can find it, the Benefit badgalbang mascara. I know a lot of people hate this, I know a lot of people love it, and I feel like it's one of those mascaras that either you're going to really like or you're not going to like at all, because this is definitely like an acquired taste, and you need to kind of figure out how to work with this in order to make it look really good and the way that you like your lashes to be. So yeah, I love this mascara so much, and I've tried to break away from it, and every time I do, I regret it because I end up buying a mascara that I don't like as much as this one, and then I end up rebuying this one. So I'm just going to stick with this, you know, like sometimes I'll use other mascaras along with this one, but I always need this one on my lashes, and but I just love it. And I guess the last product would be liquid liner, and this one is tough because my favorite brand, I don't even really know like who they are, because I get this on Amazon, and this is a recommendation that I got from Samantha March a long time ago. And this is the liner that I use. It's from DHC Cosmetics. It even has like Japanese writing on it. You obviously can't see that, but so I don't know. I feel like I would say indie for this, but since I don't really know who DHC Cosmetics is and what they do, I don't really know where I stand. I also do like the NYX Epic Ink liner. That one is good, but it's a little bit liquidy for me, and I find that it takes a little longer for it to dry, and also it does tend to bleed just a tiny bit if I'm not careful. So this is my favorite and go-to liner, and I've been using this for a very long time. So I guess I'm going to have to go indie, and I'm not really sure where I end up like percentage-wise in each category, but I feel like I'm pretty happy about the distribution that I do have. I would like to have more categories that I have holy grail products from the drugstore, but you know, I still have plenty of time. I still plan on playing with makeup. I still plan on buying a lot of makeup and trying new things. So hopefully in the future I will end up having cheaper products that are staples in my collection, and that is going to be one of my goals, is just trying to find cheaper alternatives to the things that I really like. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already checked out Alex's channel, please go head over to her channel and check her out. Tell her that I sent you. And if you are here from Alex's channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to me and become part of my family, because we have a lot of fun here. We are a very friendly group of people. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. I will see you in my next video.